If I look at a little tiny sketch of a cat by Leonardo or something, or a dog making water by Rembrandt, I'm moved by that sort of thing, because who's interested in a sleeping cat? I'm sure there are people out there, but we really go for the funny view of the cat with the giant eyes or the long hair or something. Nobody really sees the tabby, the way these guys saw it in a way. So.
Wow, wow, wow. I know that when an exhibit comes, we'll get real close to deadline and I'll say, Bob, just send me what you have. Just get it here so that I can get it to the framer. I know that he's working on every piece until the very last minute. I know that he will do a little bit over here and a little bit over here and a little bit over here. And the piece would probably never be finished if there wasn't the deadline of the opening.
Here's a person that has been drawing since he was a young man, and now you're looking at pieces close to 90, and they're still just as intricate and wonderful. It's like his hand moves across the paper in such a way that it just brings out every detail that he's working on.
If you look at a Nelson image, it's got you. It's like, look at me,
If I had to name one artist that influenced him the most, it would be Da Vinci. But of course, Da Vinci didn't have much of the Nelson sense of humor. I mean, this thing is funny as hell, as is most of his work. And the wit is not something that jumps right out at you. You have to be looking at this thing for a little while, and your first reaction is, what the hell is that? And then you start laughing, and I think that's the way he wants it to go.
I'm a 19th century guy caught in the 21st century. I shouldn't be here. They should have got me at Little Bighorn. So my I don't know. I guess my thing is alternate universe history novel bullshit. That I hope people find interesting. I like to amaze them a little bit. The black humor disturbs them in many cases.
I think he's one of the real anomalies in American art. He showed with the early pop artists and made a choice. At that point, he didn't like that world, and moved to North Dakota and was teaching.
Of course, that was costly. I was in New York, working on my doctorate at NYU. And I had a good gallery there, and things were happening at that particular time. And it's when Andy Warhol's canned soup were going for $200, and I was going to buy one, and $200 shit, I can make one of those anyway. I can do the same goddamn thing. Just you were radical. You didn't realize what you were looking at, So I could have fitted into that scene, but I had students that I just couldn't leave.
I wanted to be in his presence. I just wanted to be around him, and that's basically I've been in our relationship for the next 20 years is that, and I was thinking about when you guys were asking me, I was thinking about this, there is no difference in listening to him talk about drawing than about slicing a loaf of bread. He will take the same attention to detail and have the same interests and the same energy telling you how you could slice this beautiful bread and about bread as there is about him shinkolaying this piece of paper with a certain, tissue, Chinese tissue paper. The same care and energy comes out of him. And so it really didn't matter what he was saying at that point from the moment I locked onto him. I just wanted to listen to him say stuff.
When breakthroughs on their part do take place, you see them right away. It's just like night and day. They can be knuckleheads one day, and a couple weeks later, I start looking through the sketchbooks, and I get that chill, and the hairs go up on my arms, and I know that I'm looking at a comer.
He's a hard presence to lose. Once you've studied under him, it's really difficult, can be difficult, not to want to be like him and miss the point that it's not about him, it's about you, and he's giving you a reference for moving on.
I know he's got a there's something about him being in the Mounties. You're gonna have to ask him that. I know he was like a Mountie or something, or he was like in Canada or something.
You have to fill the cup. And that's one thing about Bob. I mean, it's like good examples when he was writing with the 7th Cavalry. His work was all about it. You're filling the cup. If you have no experience, you have nothing to make art about. I mean, to make your art about a lived life, you have to live a life. There's got to be something else going on in that life. But it isn't, it's participating, it isn't spectating.
He was almost 70 and I was 18. And I'm coming out with piss and vinegar and like, I'm an artist and I know what's going on and this, that, and the other. And this guy, you couldn't ask for a better person in my life to come along.
You eventually know that things are changing. You know, the computer is coming in. You're teaching something that nobody gives a damn about anymore. You know, draftsmanship really has very little place in our society now, you know.
You can't be around the man and not believe this isn't a life worth living. You know, every day I see that, you know, in my own life, that this is what it's about.